the run cycle usually takes 18 frames. It might also take 16 depending on the speed of the run. Please take a print screen of this image and save it in your computer because these are the main keys for the run cycle. One of the legs of this character has been shaded in black for the purpose of our understanding. And as you can see, key number 1 or pose number 1 and pose number 7 are identical to each other since it's a cycle. Pose number 4 is just the flip opposite of 1 or 7, whatever you might say. So 4 is the half cycle, this pose. Also, pose number 2 on pose number 5 are equally opposite to each other. Similarly, pose number 3 and pose number 6 are opposite to each other. So first, we will open the Maya and plot these keys and make the poses. Timing we will adjust later on. Also, you can see that in all these poses, pose number 1, 4 and 7 are the highest point of the pelvis. So initially, in the starting stage, we will take up the pelvis a little bit. Let's keep the value to 3. This leg in back, this leg in forward. The flip in the knee has been formed mainly due to the adjustment of the pole vector. Check out. So this pose and this has to be the same. Let's keep the values to a whole number. 6, 6, minus 29, 30, whatever, keep it 30, minus 30. Go to this one, 7.894, keep it 8, minus 5 point something, keep it minus 5 and keep it 80. Or, no, the leg is a bit back, keep it 100. This is almost what is being given here. Go to the quick selection set, press S. In our graph, we did not adjust it. Go to 18 and make the last key. Adjust the timeline, of course. And so, the first and the last keys are being made. Now let's go to the half cycle, that is pose number 4. So since it's an 18 frame cycle, let's come here to 10. Click on the quick selection set, press the key and make the key and make the pose just opposite to each other. So this leg will be going back and the left leg will be going front. 8 minus 500 will go here. Plot the same key, 8 minus 500. Quick selection set, press S. Now this left leg will be going forward. So what's the value of the forward leg here? 6, 6 minus 30 will come here, take it here, 6, 6 minus 30. Go to quick selection set, press S. So you guys see, it's being done. Now let's concentrate on 2, 3, 5 and 6. But for the time being, let's make these poses after every 2 frames. Go to frame number 3, translation, direct down, rotation, make it 0. And take down the pelvis to that extent where we can see that the heel is touching the ground. This is the pose which we are making right now. Pose number 2. Translate Z, 4.612 something. Let's make it to 5. No, 5 is too much. Let's make it to 4. Rotation X minus 20. At any given point of time, please try to maintain a whole value for the number, especially in the keys. In-betweens are okay. I think we should rotate it a bit back. What are the values? 4.067, whatever, will make it 4. Minus 3 point something will make it to minus 4. 103 will make it to 100. I feel the pelvis can be a bit more up because the knee is not so much of bend as is being done here. We'll make it to 0. No, 0 will be too much. Minus 1. Yeah, minus 1 seems to be a feasible value. Similarly, we'll go to pose number 5 because it is just the opposite of pose number 2. It becomes convenient if we do in this way. So quick selection set. Likewise, we can go somewhere in frame number 12. Later we will adjust. Pelvis remains the same. The black leg becomes forward and this normal one. So what is the value? 4 minus 20. 4 minus 20. And then this leg will go backward. What is the value of the back leg? 400. Go to 12. Go back. Visually try to match it. Anyway, we have the values. 4 minus 400. Just check how the knee has gone out. Yeah, something like this. You can make it forward also. Quick selection set, press S. So this key is done, this key is done. Here comes pose number 3. We'll go to frame number 5, just an arbitrary way. This leg was going back, translation 0, rotation X will also be 0, and it seems to be going a bit backward. Check out guys, this leg. Not only that, the heel also is quite up. So looking into this leg position, we can say that the pelvis will be up and the feet will be going a little bit more back compared to what we have done. Again, adjust the pelvis. Just don't make it so much down or so much up. Just visually try to manage it. We will anyway adjust with the graph editor in the later stages. Value of the pelvis is 0.66 or something. Let's make it 0.6. The value of this leg 5.403, whatever, will make it to 5. Next comes minus 1.805, minus 2. Since it crossed minus 1.8, so we'll make it to minus 2. And 111.013, whatever, will make it to 100. But here the rotation X is also 100, here also 100. Anyways, we'll manipulate with the graph editor, don't worry. Regarding this feet, minus 2.474. What about if we give minus 3? Nice one. In that case, we might need to take down the pelvis a little bit, minus 4.0, whatever, 0.5 or 0.4. Yeah, that will be fine. Go to the quick selection set, press S, and do the same thing in 14. So pelvis remains the same. 5 minus 200. 5 minus 200, guys, you remember? 5 minus 200. And of course, there is no ball rotation here. And minus 3, and the ball rotation was 38. How about if we keep it to 35? 40 is good. So anyway, we'll come to here. Ball rotation is minus 40. And what was this value? Everything else is apart from translate Z is minus 3. 0. Translate Z is minus 3 and all the rest are 0. So these are the keys which have been formed. We'll come to the adjustment later on. Just focus on the lower part of the body, guys. Time to adjust the timing of the run cycle. Click on the pelvis. Go to the graph editor. First determining factor is the translation of the pelvis or the up and down of the body. So these are the keys which has been plotted. Okay, so from the top, the body is coming down in 2 frames. Again, from frame number 3 to frame number 10, it is going up in 7 frames. Frame number 10 to frame number 12, going down in 2 frames. And again, it's continuing. So we can see that the body is coming down from the topmost position to the lowermost position in 2 frames, whereas it is taking almost 7 frames to go up. It's quite natural that anything takes more time to go up and less time to come down. But this 7 and 2, I think it's too much. Let's adjust the translation Y. We will give some more time for the body to come down. So as you know from the exercise of the walk cycle, these 2 keys have been formed just for the reason that we have the quick selection set on, and whatever keys we were doing earlier, everything was get selected. We'll delete these 2 keys and adjust the timing. Go to the quick selection set so that everything gets selected, and this is the topmost position and it is coming down in 2 frames, which is pretty fast. So we'll select this 12 and 14 and give 1 more frame. Now the timing is going up is from 3 to 10, that is in 7 frames. The going down is from 10 to 13, 3 frames. Still, I think it is too much. How about if we adjust it 1 more frame? Graphic editor, pelvis, translation Z, 3 to 10, 7 frames, 10 to 14, 4 frames. Yeah, this looks quite logical. Similarly, we'll come here and move these 2 keys. So, sort of doing the same thing. Now, let's focus on the pelvis. Since we have already done the walk cycle earlier, so there are certain things of the walk cycle which will be implemented in the run cycle, of course, because after all, it's the body dynamics. The right leg is forward, the left leg is back. So of course the pelvis will rotate in this way. The left leg is forward, the right leg is backward. The pelvis cannot remain in a zero value for rotation Y, but it will be rotating in this way. We know it from the walk cycle, right guys? So let's come to pose number 1, frame number 1. Hold the pelvis, rotate the pelvis to this side. We'll keep a value of 15. Similarly, middle click, go to the last 15, and hence in the half cycle it will be minus 15. Check out guys, I'm making it again. This is the zero value. I'm making it minus 15. The rotation values are there. What we will do now is we'll go to the graph editor, rotation Y, and check out these keys. Remember from the walk cycle? So these are the two keys which are obstructing the free flow of the curve from here to here. So hold these two keys and delete. Later on the keys will be plotted, but at least we are able to get a nice graph. So this is gone for this one. As one leg comes forward and another leg goes back, the body also rotates. The upper part we will be dealing it with later on. Now let's come to 5. Can you find out any similarity between this key and the walk cycle? One leg is on the ground and the another is not on the ground, but it is on air. So our entire body weight, like the walk cycle, needs to be shifted on this leg. And also, since this leg is up and this leg is down, our rotation Z will be also rotating on this side. Now it's high time that we go to the graph editor and manipulate things from there. Translation, what this translation is? Translation X. We'll make it 0.-5. So of course, here if the pelvis shifts to this leg, then here the pelvis should shift to this leg. And what should be the value? Just the opposite. If this is minus 0.5, then this should be 0.5. So guys, just check how the weight is shifting. And these are the two keys which are creating a hindrance for the run cycle. Delete it. This is another key creating a hindrance. Delete it. What kind of graph is this, guys? You remember, this is the N graph. Also, in 5, the weight of the body rotation Z should be shifted on this side. So we'll keep it to +5, and hence go to the graph editor, rotation Z. If this is +5, then when the body comes here, it has to be -5. Delete these keys. Can you see the N graph is being formed here? While you are checking the run cycle, since pose number 1 and pose number 18 are the same, what you can do is, while making the run cycle, adjust the time slider and make one frame less. So what happens, the two poses does not get repeated over a period of time. Now let's come to one of these principles of the bouncing ball. Go to the graph editor, check out the translation Y. What is happening here? Frame number 1 to frame number 5, it is coming down in 5 frames, and frame number 5 to frame number 10, it is going up in 5 frames. How is this even possible? This is frame number 10 and frame number 14, 4 frames, frame number 14, frame number 18, 14 frames. There must be some problem somewhere. Hold the quick selection set, take these two, go back one more frame. Take these two, go back one more frame. Now let's check the graph editor. Going down is 1 to 4 and coming up is 4 to 10. That's fine. Going down is 10 to 13, going up is 13 to 18. So, following the principle of the bouncing ball, do you remember how we broke the tangents and made it to a break tangent here? Similarly, hold it, go to break tangent and select this one for a more bouncing ball look of the run cycle. Make one frame less from the timeline, go to the play blast and create another play blast. Now guys, before going to the upper part of the body, let's pay attention to the lower part of the body in a bit more details. Let's go frame by frame. This is the issue now. Guys, can you see? The controller is leaving the mesh. That's a problem. Going up is fine and this part is also fine. Check out this one. Okay, cool. Again in this part, the controller is leaving the mesh. So these are the two places where we need to manipulate. Going here, going here, going here. So here we'll make a key. Go to the graph editor and check what are the controllers that we can adjust in order to prevent this thing. Translation X, there's no animation here, so we won't touch it. Translation Y, what is this thing? Okay, guys, can you see? The moment I'm taking it up, it's adjusting and it's coming back to form. What we'll do, since both the translation X and translation Z have been manipulated or have been animated, we will be using both of them to adjust. We could have easily done through the one, but we'll try to use both since both of the graphs got animated. We'll take up a little and adjust to some extent, and then we'll go to translation Z and adjust to certain extent and make it a normal one. Let's see. Fine, fine, fine. Okay. Similar, what we will do is we'll go here, translation Y and translation Z. So this is the place where things are getting out of control. Create a key. Go to translation Y. We could have easily done with this one alone, but we will not. We'll do till here and then we'll go to translation Z and take down a little bit. Also adjust this graph. So this is what's happening. Translation Y and translation Z. Now check this thing out. Translation Y was anyhow going from here to down. We have made a key here. How about if we delete the key? No. Translation Z, if we delete it and adjust it, sort of working it out. No, I was not in favor of keeping the key and rather adjusting the graph to get the desired result. But no, that's not possible. We have to keep the key here. So the down part is pretty much being taken care of. Now let's focus on the upper part of the body, starting with the chest. As we have learned from the walk cycle that the chest and the pelvis are always opposite to each other. Since the pelvis in this first pose was rotating this side, the chest will be rotating opposite side. And also it maintains the forward focus of the character. So we'll go here, we'll go to the first frame and key this one. -14 will make it to -15. Take this thing and come here to -15. And in 10, of course, it will be +15. So the rotation part of the chest is being done. Go to the graph editor, rotation Y, delete all these unwanted keys which is creating a hindrance in the rotation. Now that in this one, the pelvis was tilting this side because to keep the balance, and in this one the pelvis was tilting this side to keep the balance, body balance. So to counterbalance it, we will turn the chest to this side. But not only the chest, we'll also take the help of the spine. We'll do a little bit with the spine and a little bit with the chest. Similarly, the translation Y also, where we have used the chest entirely, we will not do it. We'll take out some value from the rotation Y of the chest and we will post it in this spine too also. So let's first deal with this rotation Z. So rotation Z will make it to 5 from the spine 2 and -5 from the spine 2. That sort of balances the whole thing. Come here, delete this key. Here, rotation Z, -5 from the spine 2 and 5 from the chest. Kind of counterbalance the pelvis. Come here, delete this key. Similarly, here we have not used anything. What we will do? We will take some values out of this pelvis and insert it here. Just for the purpose that every controller of the body should be animated to get an organic feel. Go to the graph editor, come to this one. You cannot use any translation value on this, so only the rotation values of the pelvis can be a bit distributed on the spine one. Come to rotation X. No, there's nothing else. Rotation Y. Yes, we do see that there is a rotation Y in the pelvis. So what we will do, we will also keep it here. We'll rotate it a little bit. We'll give it to 5, and then from the pelvis we'll keep it less. How much was this earlier? Now we'll keep it to 10. Earlier it was 15. So both the first key and the last key, we will keep it to 10. And of course, if you keep it to 10 here, then here you cannot keep it to 15 minus 10. And similarly, here, if it is 5, the last point should be also 5. And the middle one will be minus 5. And what shall we do? Delete all the unwanted keys. So you see, the entire value of the rotation of the body in the lower part, which was being first infused in the pelvis alone, now we have also taken out some of the values and implanted it in the spine one. Similarly, the entire value of the chest rotation is also being taken out a bit and implanted a little bit on the spine too. In this way, all the spines and everything gets moved and rotated. Let's come to the hands. Now these two hands, you can also keep it open while running. I would prefer to keep it closed just to show some more power. This is my version. You can try out your own versions also, hardly matters. Since these values will remain the same, we'll go in all the places and plot the same values. There will not be any change in the fist, so we'll keep the same. The right leg is forward, so the left hand should be also forward. The best way is to make everything 0. That gives you more flexibility and sometimes it is easy to manipulate. So we'll come sort of like this. As you know, from the walk cycle we have seen, when a hand is forward, the shoulder is also being forward. That gives more flexibility. 40. So if we make it 40, we have the liberty to pull the hand a little bit more forward. So what are the values? We'll try to make all the values in a whole number just for the sake of our convenience. Now this is minus 5.686 something. We'll make it to minus 5 or we'll make it to minus 6. Minus 6.976. It is almost close to 7. Yeah. Minus 4.853. Minus 5 will keep. 69.50 to whatever. We'll keep it to 70, minus 30, minus 30. 172 point something, we'll keep it to minus 180. Check out the hands, guys. Similarly, we'll go to this hand. Sometimes the pole vector also gets hidden inside the body mesh. So if that is the case, you're not able to find it, show polygon, switch off it and we'll get the pole vector. Yeah, the shoulder is also there, minus 40. Since the other one is plus 40, this should be minus 40. Go back, take up. Let's see from the side viewport. Yeah, looks nice. Front also is okay. This can go out a little bit if you want. Let's make all the values to a whole number. Now this is minus 5.417. Let's make it to minus 5. Okay, or let's make it to minus 6. Yeah, 6 is better. 6, 0.247. Hardly makes any difference. 78.38, whatever, make it to 80. Minus 9.9, make it to 0, whatever, 21 point whatever, 25 or 20. Okay, guys. So sort of looks okay type. So press this one, go to the last key and press this one. So now here we have mainly manipulated the wrist, pole vector and the shoulder. wrist, pole vector and the shoulder. For our convenience, for the time being, we will delete these in between keys and will directly hit the pose. Middle click and copy the same pose here. Of course, it will not be like this. Here, this leg, this arm will go back and this arm will go forward. So before that, let's change the value of the shoulders. Plus 40 becomes minus 40 and minus 40 becomes plus 40. Easier to manipulate. Now, this hand needs to go back. So what was the value of this hand? 6, 6, 0, 80, 0, 20. For our convenience, as you know, make everything 0. Okay, so this hand we had already made it back, then between keys we'll do it later on. And now this hand will go forward. So what was the forward value? The forward value was 6, 7, 5, 70, 30, 180. Okay, no issues. And hence the two hands are going forward and backward. Let's adjust the hand. So let's plot a key somewhere here. So why to plot it in a separate way? But check what are the keys that are being plotted in the pelvis. So we can see a key here in 4, key here in 6. So we'll do one thing, go to 6 and take down the hand. Adjust the hand and we feel that it is too close to the body. What we'll do, we'll take it out. This hand, I'm not adjusting in forward or backward. I'm just making it up and down and trying to get a feasible and logical pose for the hand. Of course, the rotation I'm changing because why I'm not moving this one? Because already the keys are being plotted and Maya is taking its own path. So let's not fiddle around with those values. I'm just taking it down and of course I'm saying that it should not be too close to the body. Adjust the pole vector so that the pole vector or the elbow does not get in so much. So, and then there's another key which is being plotted in 15. So here also we'll just drag it down. We are not doing any changes in any other axis, but just we are dragging it down and adjusting the rotation of the wrist. This one also, take it down. It's gone too much inside, take it out. Check out for yourself. How is it performing? This is what's happening. Let's check out for ourselves. So I'm going down. This is going back. This is coming up. But I feel that still when the hand is coming down, let's consider this backhand. When the backhand is going from the back to the forward, it's sort of going straight. If you see here, it's sort of going straight. Instead of making a nice arc, it is going straight. So this thing should be adjusted. So you guys remember there was another key in 4. So we'll do one thing. We'll come here in 4, take it down and see how it's working. Guys, please pay attention. I did not change any Z value, okay? Just the up and down. Nice arc it's coming, though there are some jerks which we'll avoid. Similarly, while going back also, there was key here. We'll do one thing, we'll adjust it here and then what happens? Nice, it's going back. For this key, we'll go here. Where was that key? In frame number 4, right? Go to frame number 4. Going down. And there was another key in frame number 13. So going here, frame number 13 will make it down. There's another thing which we did not do. This is the lowermost position of both the hands. We'll plot a key here. And what is the lowermost position of the hands? Here. We'll plot a key here. Where is the lowermost position? Almost. We'll plot a key here. Why? Because these are the two places where we will rotate the shoulders down. Yes, of course. If the hands are going down, the shoulders should be also rotated down. So what is that? Rotation X will make it 20. Guys, please bear in mind, this much of change usually does not happen, but we are making it for the sake of our convenience, to exaggerate it so that you can understand it better. So you see, in places where the hands are the maximum down, the rotation value came down to 20. Here also we'll make it to 20. As the hand has come forward, the shoulder has also rotated forward. Here also I feel we should take it up to minus 20. And here also we'll take it to minus 20. So you see guys, everywhere, wherever there's a change in the hand, the chest line is definitely changing, but the shoulders are also changing. Let's again check out the arms. Is it creating a problem? Yeah, this is the part where the arms are creating a problem. This hand going forward? No. Till here it is okay. Again, no. That's fine. So guys, what should we do here? Should we again hold it and put it up? That would have been easier, right? But we will not do that. Try to make the least number of keys so that it becomes easier for you to manipulate it in the later stages. In frame number 3, if it is so much of down, frame number 4 is there. So what we'll do here is, this is a translation Y. Now let's check the viewport as well as the graph editor. Do you see any keys here? No, there is no key because I have not made any key here. How about if we adjust this? No. How about if we take up this? Doesn't seem to be of much use. You see guys, translation Z, if I'm just adjusting a little bit, because I cannot adjust it here like this to our maximum comfort, because then here again it will be changed. So we'll see what is the minimum value that we can change to avoid it. Yes, you see here, this much of change in the translation Z avoids us from creating any further keys. Little bit more maybe. This one, this is fine. And as of now, we do not have any issue in the right arm. Let's go to the left arm. Cool, coming down, coming down. Again, you see this is the same issue which we had faced a bit earlier. So let's come to this rotation values. As I've told you, I could have easily taken it up and in a fraction of a second the things would have been sorted out, but I will not do that. Translation Z. Translation Z in 3 it is like this. Let's come to translation Z and adjust it a little bit. Yes, sort of sorted out. So you see guys, without creating any extra key, I'm manipulating the already existing ones to get the desired result. As you see, we have not done any changes in the head as of now. We'll come, select the head. I would suggest delete all these keys, like in between whatever it is there. So here the head looks more or less quite focused. Here also it's fine, here also it's fine. But somewhere here, the head is getting tilted on this side, don't you feel? We'll keep the head straight. What is the value we have given? -2. And where is it? It's being 4. So if this is in 4, it will be in 13. We'll go to 13 and we'll keep it to 2. Go to the graph editor. Guys, check out. As usual, delete this key. Try to check each and every graph for the controller. Quick selection set and select everything. Curves, post infinity, cycle with offset. This is very important because this will enable us to check the continuity of the graph for the character. Okay, let's start with the feet, the right feet. Nothing. See this part from here to here are the actual cycle, and here these are the repetitions. These are the keys. This key was anyhow coming down from here to here. Unnecessary, it create a problem. So we'll delete these 2 keys. We'll see later on if it is needed. Yes, we remember that these keys were done separately. Remember? Just to adjust the leg, adjust the feet. So let's leave it like this. Rotation, this is not needed. See guys, I did a mistake. There was a key here. Remember? See, there was this key here. I came here and just to maintain it, I deleted it, and this is the mistake which I did. So guys, be very careful while deleting any key. Double check it with the viewport and check that whether there is any issue which is happening. So no, I cannot delete this key. Let's go to this key. Can I delete it? Yes, I can. It's not going to make any change in my feet, but not this one. Rotation. Any issue in rotation? I'll delete. Any change? No, there's no change. Here I'll come. No, there's no change at all. So I can delete it. Comes here. Can I delete it? Ah, yes. You cannot. Rotation X, no key at all. Rotation Z, no keys at all. Let's go to this leg, the left leg. Find translation. Okay. Now it was there, it came down, it came here. Can I delete this key? Yes, I can. And even if I delete it, there's a minor change in the leg, but that's very minor. And it does not create any other problem in the corresponding keys. So I can just delete this key. Okay, it came here and it came here. Can I delete this key? No. Check out guys, the moment I deleted, the controller went out of the mesh. And this is, you remember, this key we deliberately did it. So you cannot. Translation Z. Yes, this was also the key which was plotted. So let's come here, go here. Is it needed? Not needed. Anyway, is it needed? It is needed, boss. Come here, come here, come here. Is this key needed? Yeah, it is needed. This is rotation X. From frame number 1 to frame number even till 6, the rotation X is almost the same. It looks a bit monotonous. So what we will do here, in 6 we can delete the key, and then in 4 we can delete the key, and now you see how it comes down gradually. In fact, here we can go and keep up a little. We can keep a value of 115. Nice. So there's a nice rotation, and the keys or the values are not constant throughout. They're forming a nice graph here. And here it came here. Do we need the keys here? No. Yes, here we need. So you see how I'm reducing the key and manipulating. But yes, of course, you need to be very cautious. So similarly, if we check out this rotation X, this was done. How neat the graphs are and how nice the flow of the graphs. Anyway, we'll go to this left leg and check the other things. Rotation Y, no, nothing. Rotation Z, nothing. Now let's come to the pelvis. Translation, okay, delete it. This is the N type of graph. You remember guys, N graph. So just to smooth out the transition from one to the other, we have adjusted the parabola. This is this one. This is this one. Nothing changed as of such. This was already cleared up earlier. I need to check. This is what this thing is. 10. What is this thing? Rotation Z. What is this rotation Z? Rotation Z is this. Okay, what happens if we delete it? Nothing. So why do keep it? Gone. Come to the spine 1. Very simple. Nothing is there. Spine 2. Go to the chest. But there is no translation, of course. Delete this unwanted keys. Rotation Z. Shoulders. For that left shoulder also. Now comes the hand. So we'll come here. What happens if we delete it? Nothing happens. What happens if we delete it? Nothing happens. And what happens if we delete this one? Not much of a change, right? So guys, how about this one? Go to this one. Translation Z. Do you need this key? I don't. Yes, you need it. And this one also. Yes, you need it. Just pay attention to this thing. What is the value? This is -70. the maximum was 80 and the rest was also 70. So what we can do, we can delete all this value and just let it be there in one change. There are some other issues I can see. We'll talk about it. Rotation Y. Just keep a clean graph. Rotation Z. Just delete this. 180, 20, 180. Okay, if I delete it, what happens? What happens if I make it 0? Check out this hand. I don't see any justification of keeping these keys. Let it flow. Guys, there's one last thing which we will check now. That is the timing. In the sense, it's of 18 frames and the middle is in 10. I somehow feel that the first half of the cycle is a couple of frames lengthier than the second half. So what we will do, we'll come here. Anyway, everything is being keyed. We'll still press the S by selecting the quick selection set and we'll key on all the keys, and just to be on a safer side. From the last key to the previous last, it was this big gap. It's only one. So what we'll do, we'll select the entire thing and shift it one frame. So you see between 6 and 9 there are only 1, 2, 3 gaps. So here between 14 and 17, 1, 2, 3 gaps. So we can say that the actual the actual run cycle is of 17 frames. None of the keys are repeating except for the first key and the last key. Whenever you make a play blast, shift one key less so that the pose does not get repeated and you get a nice play blast. This is the basics of the run cycle.